Hey folks, James here, Perpetual Stew TV. I wanted to talk about Wrexham real quick and today's match, the opener that they had against Southampton. This was a fun match to watch, of course, even if you're not a Wrexham fan. Southampton just dropped down from the Prem. Wrexham on quite the tear, coming out of their lower divisions on quite a spending spree. Southampton hiring Will Still, who I should reach out to since I'm trying to get a job in a non-traditional way, because that's how he got his first job, in a sort of non-traditional way, and he's doing very well. Southampton, with the parachute payments, good money in their pocket, has a lot of changes too, but I think Wrexham is probably in the championship right now near the top or close to the top in overall net spending. They have brought in a lot of new faces. I think it was 8 as of yesterday. So in this match today, they started 6 new faces, including the goalkeeper. Ward started instead of Arthur today. So I was very curious to see how that would go, because that's a lot of new bodies on there that have to buy into the whole system and all that. It went surprisingly well. They look like they've been working hard to gel, and they've probably picked the right personalities, which is more than half the battle when you're trying to improve your team but still keep the same atmosphere going. So first half, I would say it was mostly Wrexham. Field was tilted a bit. Southampton did have a couple opportunities, including hitting the woodwork once, but Windus for Wrexham had also hit the crossbar. I feel like Wrexham could have had 4 goals, possibly 5 in the first half alone. Now, the first problem I saw was the same thing they've been having. They get the chances. It does not matter. And they've spent money on new players, new strikers and all this, but they're still not finishing, and that is a huge problem. In the end, they got a penalty kick, and Windus converted it, so they were up 1-0. In the second half, Southampton started fighting back a little more. But Wrexham looked pretty much calm, cool, and collected. Of course, you're going to have to make saves. The competition's getting better. You're not going to smother everyone. But they weren't doing particularly anything extremely hard. They weren't high pressing hard. They weren't doing mid blocks with traps. They weren't really even doing a low block with traps. They were just sort of sitting in, pressuring the ball at certain points and waiting for their opportunities. They were smooth. They were really a lot smoother than I thought they were going to be. All credit to the players and the staff there. But the thing about Southampton is, even when they're terrible, they're going to get chances, and they were far from terrible in that. They kept plugging away, and what happened in injury time, early part, Dobson committed a foul that you really wish as a manager he wouldn't have committed, because it was unnecessary. And they line up a free kick that's supposedly out of range, or should be out of range, and Manning hit it perfect. So now it's 1-1. And at this point, I think Wrexham's like, we're on the road. That sucks. We should have won, but at least we're going to get out of here with the point. And it's not that they stopped playing, but they stopped attacking. They were just trying to kill the clock. No one told Southampton that. They kept pressing, and the crazy part is Stevens getting that winning goal, their captain, out of central defense with 15 seconds to go, was probably what the scriptwriters wrote, because he had also saved them from another goal in the second half. And honestly, if Edwards hadn't fouled more in the first half, I think Edwards was about to make the play to stop Moore going in on goal, if you guys recall that play. And so the takeaway from all this is Southampton, with all that money in their pocket, dropping down, all that experience, is going to be a force to be reckoned with. But Wrexham, as disappointing as that loss is going to be better than people thought. And I swear, the last little picks I saw for betting had them 1 spot above relegation for the year. There's no way, playing like that, even with this loss, that Wrexham will be in the bottom half. If you ask me, they're going to be fighting for the playoff spots. And if they actually learn to finish, whoever they're buying, stop buying forwards and get strikers. I'm just kidding. That's slagging off the guys they bought. If they start finishing, the chances they get that should go in, they're going to be scoring 2 goals, 3 goals a game. And with their defense, that puts them in the top. Okay, but they've got to get the goals. They're not going to be able to rely on those shutouts all year in the championship. I think it's too much of a grind. Too many top teams in there that are deep and have money. And I don't think in the whole history of the championship, I've seen 24 teams that were stronger across the board. It is kind of crazy. But if you're a Wrexham fan, it was a good game. Your team's going to be fine. If you're a Southampton fan, I think your future's bright with Will Still in charge. And I think you'll have your old foundation of keeping the ball on the carpet as much as possible. But I think your new manager is going to teach you some new things of how to win games instead of just being games. So that's going to be fun to watch. Anyway, that's my quick take on the Wrexham match. You guys have a great day.